What's up? What's up, guys? Let's see. Okay, what's up, guys? We are just trying to check everything out. I'm trying to figure out the Twitch part of this still, so bear with me while we get started. Okay. Looks like we're good there. It looks like the Twitch is still acting up. It would seem to be working when I first started. When I click on it, I'm still seeing a black screen. So let's see. Let's try this. Hey, Bale, I see you're in the live stream, or you're in the Twitch chat. Do you see anything in terms of visual besides just a black screen currently? You said it looks good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to look on my phone, but I think it's glitching because my screen is just black. It's weird that you say it looks good because it even on like my Twitch, it still says just like a black screen for the preview. But as long as you say it looks good, I will trust you. Let's see who is in YouTube. Trying to find the chat window. What's going on, Steven? Welcome to the chat. Like I said, just bear with me while I am figuring everything out. Bill, you said you DM'd me. Sweet. Okay, awesome. Then I'll take your word for it. Not sure why it's just not showing anything on my Twitch, but I'm glad that it's working for you. So that's good. Hopefully we've resolved those issues. Let's see. For the YouTube, we've got 4 people in here currently. He said, yes, your Twitch is black screen for me. So maybe we have not got it figured out. I do want to try something else in Twitch settings. That's so weird that it's working for one of y'all but not the other person. Multi-stream, never been easy for me. Let's see, settings, stream. So that's YouTube settings. I can't adjust that. Canvas. That's not really the issue. All right, let me try and turn off the Twitch. Change the canvas for it. Turn it back on. Let's see what happens. Authorize. Sam the Raid Man went offline. I see that. There's a chance I just start streaming on Twitch. It's a past broadcast. Connection successful. There's that. All right, we're going to try and start again on Twitch. Again, it should be the vertical display, which is the one I set up with all of the features. So try that again, Bale or Steven, whoever can see it. And let me know if that works. Live, 0 viewers. Okay, looks like that works for me. Steven and or Bale, one of you guys want to confirm that this is working? I'm looking on my phone, and it looks like it is working. So like I've got Twitch up. So I don't know how you can see, but it is in there. So I think we're good to go. Cool. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it. All right, let me see if I can get the multi-chat back up on OBS, because I currently am having to switch between windows to see. No. Also, how's my audio coming in? It looks like the readings are coming in pretty high in terms of decibels. Cool. Thank you, Incredible Hulk. Appreciate that. Okay. Looks like I might have to just bounce back and forth between the two chats. Between Twitch and... Hey, Curzed, welcome to the chat. Glad it seems to be working on Twitch now. We finally got it figured out after a few attempts. Cool. Thank you, Celsadine. We got first-time chatters with Incredible Hulk and Celsadine, so thank you guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to try and flip back and forth between the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. All right, we'll get started. Oh, excuse me, chair got stuck. I want to show you guys one of the craziest things I've seen. I was just doing some arena fights earlier. In the Forge, I was playing, and I ran out of this Magisteel stuff, which basically you just earn by doing a ton of Classic Arena. But for a long time, I've had my Great Hall finish. I don't farm Classic Arena. I just basically do my 5 per day. And so I wanted to just do some, and I saw this team, and I was like, oh, that's fun. It's like a Teox Lizardman team. But I was like, why is Cavalex in here? That's weird. So I was like, all right, I'll run in my regular team. I used to use Phoenix, but I took some Phoenix's gear off from my World Record Clan Boss team with Ninja. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to slow it down, because it's going to happen real fast. Cavalex is going to place 4 debuffs on each of us, which gives, well, you'll see why. And then TX one-shots us. So that's it. And like my Warlord survives. Granted, he's got, 1 turn Stone Skin, so he's kind of guaranteed to survive. But obviously, we're not going to win a fight with him. Eventually, they'll just kill us, right? But I was just like, how did that happen so fast? And like, why did Leggett TX go so fast? He's faster than my Shuzhen. And granted, my Shuzhen is not the craziest, but she's 377. So with a 377 Shuzhen, I'm like, how is your TX that fast and doing that much damage? Because Marius is defense based. Like, it's not like a noodle. And I don't have TX, but a part of his kit that I was unfamiliar with is fills the champion's charm meter by 5% whenever an enemy or an ally receives a debuff. So Cavalex places 4 debuffs, in my case, on 3 of us. So that is going to be, what's that? 60% turn meter fill. So as long as their Leggett was like less than half as fast or more than half as fast as my Shuzhen, then he was going to go first. And interestingly enough, with 3 faction allies, they're immune to sheep, but Cavalex is not a faction ally, so he only gets the 2. But obviously, looks like he used Wrath of the Legion and places an extra hit on enemies under debuffs. So that's kind of a really fun, insane arena team. The only like counter to that would be like a full Stone Skin team, which I don't think I have any built, but this team's a little bit of Stone Skin. So let's see if he can nuke through here. But that's pretty crazy. Yeah, he was able to kill most of us, but then Hefrak killed them. So the 2 people that were not in Stone Skin, they nuked. So that's like a really fun speed farming team. I wouldn't call that the best like arena defense team. All right, so on the docket for today's stream, we're going to be doing more account coaching. Now that Twitch is performing correctly, we will be doing a marbles giveaway close to the end of the stream. We're going to talk a little bit. I know Bale's in chat. We're going to talk a little bit about his takeover and probably get that scheduled relatively soon. Bale, how much silver do you have? I know you mentioned you wanted to do the Chimera takeover. And I'm totally happy to do that, but we would just need to know how much silver you have. And when you're ready to do that, we'll probably schedule that for a future stream, probably not today. The first thing I have on today's docket is for Audie / was it Caddy on YouTube, who was here last live stream, and he was the only person I had written down who I did not get to. So I've got my physical notepad, and we kind of got to everybody except for Bones Dragon doing a Volcano showcase. But Bones Dragon, since the last stream, I pulled volcanoes, funnily enough, so I actually have my own volcanoes. So I'll probably just be doing that on my account. Now, Cadley, I'm going to do a login for him and take a look. I don't know if you're here in stream, but I just know that he said he wanted me to do a takeover. So let's see. Nice tip. He said 15 million. No worries, mate. Yeah. So if we don't have enough more people joining the stream, and we don't have more requests for account coaching, we can start on that today, Bale, if you'd like us to, or we can try and schedule that for the next one. I want to see. Okay, I got Twitch pulled up on my phone, so I can read that there, and then I've got YouTube pulled up here. Okay, cool. So say we got 7 people on YouTube currently, and 5 people in Twitch, so we're at 12. A little bit. I like the split though. We're trying to grow on Twitch. What do you guys think is better? Because obviously I'm a YouTuber. I've never really been a Twitch streamer. But I'm kind of leaning towards Twitch for streaming and then YouTube just for the daily videos for Raid. With Raid, I did sign a contract that says I'm going to be posting daily Raid content. And Bill, you like Twitch? I think I will lean more towards Twitch. I was nervous about getting started on Twitch because I don't have like a follower base there right now. Obviously, if you guys are in chat, I would appreciate you following me. We have 22 followers. We're trying to get to 50. That's when I can start making like some money. But realistically, it's not about money. It's more about I unlock more creator features. That's how we can start doing like giveaways. I want to do channel points. That's a goal of mine, is to give, like, you get channel points for watching. Potentially you can bet channel points. I'm thinking about like what Hell Hades used to do back in the day, and I thought that was fun. So if you guys can earn channel points and then eventually redeem them for like takeovers or shout outs or who knows what down the line. But yeah, Twitch for sure is better for streaming. The only reason I was leaning towards YouTube in the beginning is just because that's where I have 2,600 subscribers and people that see me, and hundreds of people that have their notifications on. So see people that see when I go live. If we can get the YouTube people over to Twitch, which is currently what we're trying to do, then eventually we'll start doing fully Twitch. And I also like the idea of Twitch because that's when I can start branching out, potentially playing some other games, whether that's viewer recommendations or just whatever I'm playing at the time. Journal A message, it said clan shout out. Journal A, I don't know if that means you're in my clan with me. But if not, I guess shout out to your clan if that's what you're asking for. Bale, you said MTG Jedi does the same thing. Yeah, it's not like a super original idea by any means, but I do think it is. I remember really enjoying that when I was watching Hell Hades stream, and I think that would be a fun way for us to interact together and kind of give you a goal of watching me. Obviously, I need to start streaming more so you guys can start earning more channel points and things like that. But for me to do that, I just need to have more of a return for this. Right now, this is kind of like a trial period. For a month or two, we're going to stream once a week. And then if it starts to pick up, then we'll start doing it more. If it stays the same, we'll probably keep doing it about once a week until it starts growing. And becomes a little more worth my while. Regarding my clan boss team, we're on a bad affinity today. But a lot of people commented about Alaz, because I subbed out Cardiel and put in Alaz to have counterattack on the team, which is really big. The issue with that is we lose our increased crit rate buff, so Ninja did not have increased crit rate. And surprisingly enough, we did not last long enough. I'm assuming that's because we're just taking too much damage and we don't have the increase, really just increased speed aura from Cardiel, because he doesn't actually bring increased speed. He just brings 19% speed for everybody on your team. So I don't know if it's better to have Cardiel. Oh, Charlie said, yeah, using their points to have a clan shout out. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I think we come up with lots of different options. I know how Hades had like what was it? Like you can get a custom emote or something like that, which again, all that stuff becomes unlocked as you get further along in Twitch. Right now with 22 followers, 22 followers, there's not much available to me. Once we get to those 50 followers, it gets a little bit easier. Sam, welcome. He said, man, one character of yours has more than a team of mine. Yeah, especially like the mythicals, they're going to have like 256,000 on him. Most of my mythicals aren't geared though, because I don't use a lot of them. Kage keeps getting her gear stolen. Ninja's got a ton. He's going to be one of my most of any legendary. Rhoda's going to have a lot because he's 6-star ascended +1. I don't know who has my highest player power. I don't think you can sort by that, but obviously a Laz is going to be up there. 5-star soul, mythical, really, really good gear. Resistance and crit rate are things that give you a ton of player power. Trying to think of who else might have a lot of resistance. One of my duchesses, perhaps. You know what's interesting? I bet we can kind of sort by that, because on Hell Hades' website, when you import, you can sort by the highest resistance or like the highest of any stat. I don't think you can sort by highest player power, but I do think you can sort by like highest resistance. So I'm curious what that would look like. So I've got this. So we can look at like the fastest champions on my account or whatever. There's my Volcanos build. So this is ordered by defense. Michinaki has my highest defense with 7,300. If I order by crit rate, Cupidus has 121. Does it show player power here? I don't think it does. So who's my most resistance? Python, 477 is not super high, honestly. Let's see what Python's player power is, though. He's not going to have any crit rate. $114, so it's not that big. I wonder if I know how Hades did this back in the day, but it was like you could do, he would just like build somebody for like, what's the most crit rate and what's the most resistance you could build, and then it would just try and push into the, it would push that player power number up a lot. I wonder if we do by crit damage, maybe that person would be close to the top. It's got to be Ninja, right? Yeah. So Ninja and then Seer, 415 to 350. Like that's a big jump. My Ninja is gassed. But like we said, Ninja's not, his player power is not near that high. 165. I guess it's the highest of all my legendaries. And then we said Seer was next. 130. So that's pretty high for an epic at least. Incredible Hulk, you said to use the team builder part of Hell Hades. I mostly just do champion by champion when I build them, but I have used the team builder a lot. Like I like the team optimizer for finding teams. So I was like trying to find a team for Sand Devil. And that's always super cool, super fun. That's an interesting team. I really want to try that. I love Phoenix, and mine is about as juicy as you can get because he's +4, 6-star awakened. Kurjad, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, the sooner we can get affiliated, the sooner we can start streaming more and more, basically, is the way I view it. And the more we can do on these streams in terms of like channel points and emotes and things like that. This is definitely a team I want to build. Let's take a quick screenshot of this. I wonder if Phoenix is going to be better than my most recent champion. I don't know if you guys saw. Void legendary that I pulled that I'm currently farming his masteries up is Onryo Leasu, and I think I have enough books for him, but I'm waiting for a event to book him up. But I wonder if the reason I bring him up is because I wonder if his A1 will be better than Phoenix's. I know his A1's mostly if they're under a buff, so like I guess it's still 2 hits. I've heard it's better than Phoenix's is what I've heard. Do we have enough books? He needs, so it's 4, 7, 10. We do have exactly. Well, yeah, no, we have enough books. We'll just wait for do we have a champion training tournament right now? Okay, then we can book out my Leasu. Obviously, we're jumping all over the place. Upgrade skills. Kurzad, you said you've had him forever, but you've never built him. Him being Phoenix or him being Onryo? Because if you have Onryo and you haven't built him, that would be concerning. I hate that we never have enough of these. So there's our Ieyasu. We can take this and farm some minnow real quick while everyone's settling in. That should give us some champion training points. Not really going for the Artex Titan event. Kind of just like whatever I get, I'll get. But I'm not super fussed about getting any of it. Really, Kurzet, that's crazy. I have always seen him like super highly rated. Unreal raid. So let's look at his multipliers. 4.5 overall. Ignoring defense. Talked about that's useful in Hydra. Good pairing with Mikage. That's kind of what I was thinking as well. Hydra 5 stars. Doesn't say anything about Arena. Let's see his like pick rate and stuff. When you get like I'm in silver 1 or silver, what am I in silver 4 or something? He's barely picked, barely banned, but a win rate of over 50% is pretty good to me. About 50%. Can't imagine he would get banned too often just because he's not. I mean, he's ignoring Stone Skin. Banned at 7% at higher levels. Banned at 9%. So it seems like the higher up you go, the more people are realizing Ieyasu is nasty. 10% ban rate is pretty high. 42% win rate is not super high, though. That's pretty low. So the ban rate goes up, the win rate goes down. But I'm assuming that if people don't ban him, they have a reason to. So his A1 is attacks one enemy 2 times. I'm assuming this is going to calculate. It does not like my computer and my VPN does not like Hades' website. So I wonder if I can't imagine this is like counting for those extra hits, right? So 1.8 times 2. Let's check out Phoenix. His is 4.1. Granted, that's 4.1, and he gets the extra hit. So this is 3.6. Without an extra hit, Phoenix's hits harder. So like against the clan boss, I don't think Unreal will be better unless he has the increased attack buff on him. Which I guess he kind of does 2/3 of the time if you don't block it or decrease the turn duration. But I do, because I have Mikage. Or I could block it with Lydia, either way. Where's that, man? That's crazy. I feel like I am desperate for content ideas. So when I pull a new champion like Unreal, I am like dying to build him out. Let's see. Godlike here. Godlike here. So godlike on the A1s, and then he does 25% of all of that damage to everybody else, like a big hex. So I think he's going to be pretty bonkers in. I don't think it'll be better for this. I can see why Phoenix will be better because his multipliers are higher. But I feel like he's going to be pretty crazy for Hydra Clan boss specifically. Jornell, you asked if do you only get merciless accessories off of Amius? That is where you get some merciless accessories, but really you just get them in the Cursed City. There are bosses. I don't think I have any available because I always try and prioritize those bosses. We'll go check it out in a second once we've ended this battle. That give accessories. Some give gear, some give accessories, and it's kind of random, but it does show which bosses will drop. Is that all the masteries we need for him? No, not quite. So if we go over to Cursed City, you can see I've been prolonging and pushing off, beating Amius. But some of these bosses will give you certain things. So this one right here, this chest icon, is for gear. So this will give you merciless, supersonic gear, but there's a different icon for accessories. That's gear as well. It's going to be all these bosses that I already beat. I think there's one up here. This is the one. So I'm not up here to whatever section this is, Soul Cross or whatever it is. Is this Soul Cross? Yeah, Soul Cross. So that is the accessories one right there. You can compare the two of them. I guess it's blue and it looks a little bit different. I don't know if we have that icon anywhere else. Like, no, we don't really have that looking anywhere else. So that's where you get your merciless accessories. Merciless accessories is something I am always looking for. For example, my Mad Hatter would have a much better build if I could get one more merciless. The only thing I have currently for merciless is multiple banners. and I have 4 banners, no rings, no amulets. If I can get 1 ring or amulet, then I can get him in 4-piece Merciless, which I think will help his build a lot. Because his A1's not very good. His A2 and his A3 are amazing for the sake of my Wixwell team. So we got 9 people here, and 8 or 9 people in YouTube, and then we've got 8 people in Twitch, so we're chilling. I haven't seen any messages from Audi in terms of me logging onto their account. Trying to see if I can find what they said about I think he wanted me to just take a look at his team, but I cannot remember completely. So let's see. See if I can find the chat that he originally sent. All right, so I see Bale message a lot. There's Cadley. I remember that we did the marbles and he was on there twice. He still didn't win. I'm trying to see if it says anything about what he was hoping for. Like going back to the chat, it's just gonna be too much for me to find. We'll log on and take a look. And take a look at his account, see what's going on, see what teams he has built. Let's move all this. Here's my little camera. Close this out. We're not going to be uploading anything else. We will. Yeah, I guess we'll close this as well. Pull this over here. Oops. Got so many OBS things going on. Trying to make sure I'm not like showing anyone's login details. That's my main goal. So I want to remove account. We're going to remove dark. Add an account. Golly, it got so small. That's fine. We can leave that there. Bear with me. I'm still figuring out like the best way to display everything at once. So right now I've got Discord and the Plarium login on one screen, which means I'm not currently looking at the chats. I only have 2 monitors, which has never felt like only. It feels like 2 is plenty for almost anything that I do. Let me... Oh, yeah, I figured out how to do it. I see we got some spam chat, so I can make you a mod. That's not what I'm trying to do. Just bear with me. We're gonna mod Kurzad. So okay, specified roles added for Kurzad Gaming. Okay, so you should just be added as a mod, so you can kick those people and remove them. And we are logged into Adi's account / Cadley or Cuddy. Mo, you said no offin' why you're using shield gear. I am because you pretty much have to on a Wixwell team, right? So you need 2 shields for a Wixwell team. You have the shield from Wixwell's skill set that he places with the intercept buff and increased defense, and then you also have a shield from a shield set. And so the way the infinite shield team works, it's the same way as it used to work with Brogni, is you have the shield set shield, the skill set shield, and they're viewed as separate shields in the game. So I doubt this guy runs a Wixwell team. No. But if you were in a battle and you were to look at the buffs, you would see that you have 2 buffs currently. Let's see if we can find someone in a shield set. Equipped. We don't have anybody in a shield set, so we're not going to be able to see that. But it'll list it itself as 2 buffs, and then as Wixwell grows each of them by 15%, he's growing each one. So you're getting 1 massive shield, but really it's 2 gigantic shields, and that makes it grow exponentially faster. Okay, let's see. Get back to the live stream manager. Back. I apologize, just bear with me. Okay. Cool, we got you added. Let me go back to my stream manager, follow the chat. Cool. Got everything back up. Yeah, so you need the shield set. Basically, that's just how it works functionally. Thank you for banning that guy. All right, so let's take a look here. This bothers me. I have to click all these to get rid of these red dots, but I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to try and mess with his account. First up, we got a Lazarius. That's pretty big. Let's see if you got any other mythicals on the account. Just the one. Let's see what Void Legos. We have a Chigor, a Shuzin, Yakarl, Lydia, Sir Nick, Visix, like the login champions and stuff like that. Looks like we have 2 Chigors actually. We got an Alice, we got an Alsgore, Rathalos. My dog is going crazy. He-Man, bought the He-Man. War Mother, Artak, Gentoro, Wallmaster, Athorion, Ninja. Okay, got a lot of good chances. Got a Stoke, got a 4-star or a +4 Geomancer. Okay, we're gonna let the dog out because she's going crazy. My wife got home, so that means that the dog is freaking out. Got an Anax. So let's see first of all what this guy's clan boss team is, because I'm assuming that's what he messaged me, but maybe he just wanted account coaching. Yeah, this is not like a team. So let's take a look and see. Yeah, still has not responded. Looks like he's inactive. I don't know if I have a lot of people that are in different countries, so he could be at a bad time, but he hung out most of the stream last time. So we got a Demitha, right? That's the first thing I'm looking at if we're looking at clan boss teams. We got a +1 Demitha. I kind of wish you would have kept the other Demitha because there are double Demitha teams. And then he does have 2 Man-Eaters, including a +1. He kept the other one, which is smart. So we got lots of options. Let's see what we got. Do we have a Seeker? Got a +2 Seeker. Do we have we already saw a Deacon. And then do we have an Heiress? We do have an Heiress. Do we have a Fushan? We don't have a Fushan. Although, pretty similar speed aura here on Lazarius. Don't want that. Okay, we'd switch to the alternate form if we wanted to use a Lazarius. I'm wondering if he can work instead of a Fushan in a Mythfu team. Attacks 1 enemy, stacks his own attack, decreases the enemy's attack. Buff cleanse. It's pretty cool. If there's no debuffs removed from this champion, it increases this attack's damage by 15% for each alive ally. So if you have 4 alive allies in clan boss, it'd be a 60% increase. That's pretty cool. Looks like he's putting books in. He's just not hitting the cooldowns. That's sad. Steals turn meter. That can't do anything against clan boss. I'm just making sure he doesn't give turn meter. Yeah, so he could work. He doesn't really do a ton of debuffs, but he'd hit pretty hard. And he could be that speed lead to build a Mythfu. Objective Observer, are you going to pull Sacred Charge with a 1+1? I actually don't have any Sacred Charge. I had 1, and I pulled it this morning. I just pulled 3 the other day. Haven't bought any in a while. I just pulled 3 the other day. I think it was during Clan versus Clan. It was when we had the 10 or 15 progressive chance. 15x, then 20x, blah, blah, blah. 15x for Volcanos. And I pulled him there. And what's interesting is my 2 best pulls in a long time recently were off stream or off camera, and I pulled 3 Sacreds at work, and on the 3rd Sacred got Volcanos, which was amazing, not on Mercy, and then pulled 10 Voids the other day and got Unreal. So that's pretty insane. And I was kind of hoping this morning I only had one sacred, so I just pulled it. I was like, maybe my luck will continue if I keep pulling stuff off camera. Maybe I'll just keep hitting stuff. And I didn't. I just pulled an epic. So I don't have any more. Mo, you asked, how can I get an account takeover? I don't know how to use my Feral. Well, I'm happy to talk about how to use a Feral, but also if you want to take over, you can try and win it via a marbles giveaway, which we'll do close to the end of the stream, or you can also buy one. I typically sell team takeovers for $30 because typically they take between 2 to 3 hours. So that's how much I have to charge to not overwhelm myself with time. Let's see. So yeah, I'm not doing no more sacreds to pull. Otherwise, I would pull it and record a video. So for this team, like an easy team would be a Man-Eater team. Ninja's going to be our best damage, but he's difficult to tune. So I'm trying to see who else we could bring in. I know he activates a ton of stuff, but does he place much? 2 poisons. You want to pair him with an HP burner. We have a Rosin, we have a Geo, we have a Farrakhan. Let me just think of best teams. Got a Calvalax, that's interesting. I have a Rathalos, obviously. Do we have a Lydia? Do we have a Lydia? Do we have a Cardio? No, we do not have a Cardio. Who do we have that has block debuffs? Try to see if this is a 1 key as possible. That's my goal. Sepulcher, Loriaka, Man-Eater. Okay. So let's think of 1 key Ultra Nightmare teams. We have 2 Man-Eaters, so we could definitely do a Bad Eater. I assume we have a Pain Keeper. We have a Pain Keeper. So Bad Eater could definitely work. Do we have a Razzlevarg? He's in a ton of fun teams. No, Razzlevarg. I've got Deadwood's sheet on the other screen. Do we have an Elva? Do we have a Ruella? We do have a Ruella. Do we have a 2 Hanorok? We do not have a 2 Hanorok. We could still make the Mithril Elva work. With an RS, we just have to do stun targeting. Do we have a Helicath? Just trying to see what the options are. So we can get this guy a 1 key Ultra Nightmare team. No Helicath. Do we have a Brogni? I'm assuming, first of all, I didn't double check that we do not have a Wixwell, because that's the easiest. He does not. Alright, so Batman Forever, that's the Helicath. We already looked at block damage, right? It was just a Mytha, really. What does Owlsgore do? I don't have one. 4-turn cooldown, block damage, 1 for 2 turns. That's pretty big. That could work on some of these teams. So I think this is probably the best team. It's the Ultimate Myth Air, and this is with 3-1 DPS, basically meaning any DPS is going to be able to do enough damage if they're going 3-1, like an Anax, a Geomancer. Let's see. Decrease defense and weaken. Gentoro can easily work. Anax can work. Ruella, Targala potentially. Ragnar could possibly work. I like Anax probably the most, I think. So that looks like the best option. I'm trying to think what else could be. Definitely the Bat Eater, right? The only issue with that is you still have to control stun targets, right? Yeah. Annex does not work very well for that team because you are a Man-Eater team. Ragnar does work very well for that team, actually. So his this is a 4-turn cooldown. His increased attack, weaken and decrease defense ability. It hits super hard, but when he takes damage, it decreases that cooldown. So for many of your teams, he works super well. I like Ragnar. Obviously, he's not built, so you wouldn't want to use him. I think Gentoro might be the easiest option. He's just nasty, especially for a 3-1 damage dealer. So I think, while Bat Eater is cool, let me see how Deadwood has listed as like the difficulty for each of those teams. Expert for Ultimate Myth Air. Hard for Bat Eater, so maybe Bat Eater is easy. I'm confident building either of those teams. I just know with Bat Eater, like Painkeeper can be difficult because she has to heal at certain times and stuff like that. But maybe it won't be an issue. But I would say one of those two. Okay. Well, I mean, we can take a look at some of the other areas in his account. I don't know if he had a specific request. Obviously, I'm looking at Clan Boss because I don't think that is a 1 key. I know it's not a 1 key. I don't think that's good enough. Never mind. Looky there. 86 million with this Duchess. I mean, you have a Demythos. Like you're helping keep you alive. Decrease attack, weaken and poison, or not weaken and damage reduction with Geo. And then Rathalos bringing in a ton of damage. I'd like to see the damage that does. I don't want to waste a key for him, but that is interesting. So you got a 1 key. That makes me think that perhaps this wasn't what we was trying to look at. Let's check out his Hydra teams. Did I write down? I literally just wrote down Cadley, which makes me think coaching, which is tough to do without getting any questions. So we've already ran these teams. He didn't run Nightmare. 84 million on Brutal. That's an easy 1 key. Laz. Trunda, Rathalos. Looks like he's getting a lot of usage out of his Rathalos. That's a good champion. 23 million here. Barely a 1 key. But perhaps he stopped. Maybe they're tanking. And then I think he's definitely tanking because he only did 12 here. Geo, Ninja. I feel like Ninja should probably be being used more in this account. That's going to be one of the first things I noticed. Ninja is like unbelievable. He's so insanely good. You've got a relic on him. Do you have a... Yeah, that's an interesting one. I was going to say, what relics do we just have? Okay. Got some defense ones. Got one of these Chimera ones. 1% each time any other champion takes a turn. It's another crazy one too. It just basically increases damage by 30%. Like that's just nuts. I want that one. Cascades on Trunda. That probably makes sense. But eventually when your ninja gets more juiced up and your gear gets more juiced up, I would recommend boosting Ninja because Ninja is bonkers. That's who has Cascades on my account as well as my Marius. So hide your teams unless he's just trying to push to one higher difficulty of each. He's doing the bottom 3 right now. He's got the champions. Also, wait a second. I just saw something interesting in there. Wixwell. Just provoking, you think? Extending buffs. I don't think either Sulfurion or Fighty extend buff duration, do they? Because I don't want to see Wixwell, I think Infinity Team, but I don't think... No. Okay, so that was just I mean, he is a good provoker. I'm not denying that. It's just weird for me to see Wixwell in Clan Boss team, Hydra Clan Boss teams, and that's a lot of damage too. Thorion's crazy. Toshiro's bonkers. He has a +1 Toshiro. Brother, give me one of those. Okay, cool. Well, let's log out of his account. If he ever messages me back on Discord, we can take a look. I don't know what he's running. He's got his ones done here. So he's done Brutal. And probably Hard. Yeah. He's 1 key in that one. Easy. And he's 1 key in this one. So, I mean, he's doing well in terms of unless he just wants to push more damage there. I don't see anything glaring in terms of what I need to coach. So, that being said, if any of you guys that are in the chat do want coaching, let me know. If not, we're just going to hang out on my account. And then eventually, like I said, we'll get to that giveaway. I'm going to log back into my account. Yep. Player just emailed me. I'm good. Raid Shadow Legends account. Send a smiley face. I don't know if that's a real person. If you are, welcome. Definitely feels like a weird bot name because you have lots of different letters and stuff in your name. But you sent a smiley face, so maybe you are a real person. I don't know. Gosh, ever since these pollens coming out, I'm super, super itchy. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I don't have any sacreds. I thought about buying some more. I saw one that was 4 for 80. He said, yes, my name is Ian. Well, welcome, Ian. Your YouTube name is a little bit, not misleading. To me, it looks a little bit bot-y. It said nearly 20 million power. Look at you, man. Honestly, I don't even know what my player power is. We're going to pull this one soul stone that we've got, and it's a 1-star life taker. We'll sell that, obviously. Yeah, I thought about buying some of those sacreds, but I just hit gold on a volcano, so I don't feel like I'm not near mercy, and I don't feel like spending a ton of money and putting it into there. I just did a Chimera key on Nightmare. I'm not yet on to Ultra Nightmare. I've been messing around with some different variations, but they're all very similar teams. They all have Siphi, they all have Marius, and that's kind of, I guess they all have Lydia. I messed around with Riho because I was sick and tired of changing my Lydia gear, popping her back into my regular team and my regular clan boss team, and then my Chimera team. So, but now that I'm not using that regular, that was when I was using I tested the 30 clan boss damage dealers, and we were looking at the Mythbuster. So now I'm not using that. I'm using the Wixwell team. She's not in there, so she can just be full-time Chimera gear. So Siphi, Marius, Lydia are mainstays. I have Feral on some teams, Nekmo and others. Feral brings, I don't know, I feel like I go back and forth, right? So for Nightmare, I'm going to be near the bottom, but I got 82 million, which is a 1 key. No, it's not. Oh, that's so frustrating. I thought 80 was the line. Oh my goodness gracious, I should have redone it. Oh, that's so frustrating. Nekmo is awesome, and that is who I use today instead of Feral. But what Feral brings is basically increased accuracy, increased resistance, decreased accuracy on the boss, block buffs, and the same decreased speed. He just doesn't bring increased speed, but we don't really need increased speed because we have Siphi bringing it. But Nekmo also brings decreased attack, which we don't have on any other champion, and he brings Leech, which is really, really good for getting through the Ram form. But I noticed that when we're running this team without Feral, a lot of our buffs get stolen, and we don't have block buffs on the boss, so he gets a ton of buffs. At one point, he had block debuffs, increased speed, increased defense, and I was like, well, that's just not good. So we'll try it like this. Let me clarify what damage numbers I need, because clearly I don't know. 36 million for Brutal. I will say, the nice thing about Chimera is I am able to auto it. When I first started, I wasn't. But being able to adjust your skill sets and your AI on the team presets now is amazing. To be able to say on the RAM form, do this. On the main form, do this, which is super cool. That's a big quality of life. It's awesome that they do that. It does frustrate me because that was a very fast patch in my mind where they added that in. But then they still don't give us free regroups on regular clan boss. I don't know why that's not a thing. Or quick battles on Chimera. I guess that's probably something that's going to come eventually, but I would like to have it now. So we'll let this run for a little bit and kind of hang out and chat. Welcome, Demos, or Deluxe Floors. He said, are you able to do my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team? I'm more than happy to. Is that something you want me to do? Was that on your main account, or is that on your alternative account? I think that's on your alt account, right? Trying to catch up on chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm looking at the time. We still have at least an hour, if not an hour and a half. So I think we'll let this Chimera team run. And then maybe we'll do one of those takeovers and then do the marble giveaway, depending on how long it takes. So we can see if we need to do both. Because I know we have one for Bale for Chimera. And then we just talked about, Demos' alt. Demos, send me those login info over Discord. I think I have it because I feel like I keep accidentally logging into it when I'm trying to log into your account for one thing or another. So let me know just to make sure I've got it correct. And delete that. Apparently my live stream has 1 dislike, which is awesome. Thanks, guys. We got 9 people on here, so welcome along. Trying to check on all my numbers. Ooh, why did you just kill yourself? We're going to regroup. We're going to log into more, as you said, the things I would do for Amarius. Well, you have to do a lot of things for Amarius. That's the issue. You got to do all those stupid things. So Ram form, don't use Blessed Bash. We pretty much just want to A1. Unless you're a support, don't use this. We don't even want you to use this. We don't want you to use this or this. Literally, Siffy can do whatever she wants. Always revive. Always increase speed. Necmo can do whatever they want. All right, so let's log out. Bale, if you're cool with it, let's log into your account first. And let's get started on this Chimera thing. I think I should still have your account. Yeah, I'm going to wait for verification to say something in the chat, whether that, I think you're on the Twitch chat, Bale. You said cool. Okay, mate. That makes it easy for me. Let's log in for you. Let's get started. I got to get your password pulled up. Trying to make sure I keep everything on the correct screen. You guys can just see my Star Wars wallpaper I've had for like 6 years, and then all the different games I have. All right, we're logged in for Bale. And Bale wants a Chimera takeover, which this will be my first ever. Demos, you said I won't be able to be on much. I have to take care of the kids. Yeah, you know me. We've done multiple takeovers together. So I will, if we can do it today, we'll do it. If not, we'll schedule it. I think I'm going to stream again on Thursday at 5:30. We will see. I'm a little more encouraged now that we're getting both Twitch and YouTube, although it is a little hectic trying to monitor both. But we still have about the same amount of viewers. Like we have 15, and we typically set like 18 to 20 the last 2 last 2 streams. So I will try and get to it today, Demos. But if not, then I'll get to it next stream, hopefully Thursday. So Bale in the Gallifrey cluster, still working on his Ramontu, but he's got his Marius. Granted, you don't really need Ramontu if you don't want him, but you did finish your Marius. Back to your comment, Moors. Marius is unbelievable. He's awesome. I use him in Hydra. I use him in Arena. I use him in Chimera. Obviously, you just saw pretty much everywhere. I guess I use him in Iron Twins, and I probably could use him in a lot of other areas. So he is amazing. Welcome to the 7 people on Twitch. If you guys have not followed me, I'd appreciate it. Not even a subscribe, just a follow. That's free. Get me to 50 gives me to affiliate faster so we can get to those cool features. So Bale, let's take a look at who you're currently using in Chimera. And remember your account being pretty stacked and having a lot of good champions. Did you say what difficulty of Chimera you're going to try and push? I can't remember. I don't know if you said it in the last. You said Ultra Nightmare. Okay, I figured, but that's tough. All right, so you've got a Cardiel, Double Crizia, Krisk, and Lady Noelle. I like all those champions. Well, Lady Noelle is kind of the odd one out to me. Right. AoE Revive, that's nice. 1 and 3 turn cooldown is big. So probably just that. And then, does she do increased speed somewhere? Yeah, increased speed on all allies on a 3 turn cooldown. Block buffs. I didn't realize she had that on A1. That is good. I wonder if I should try Lady Noelle. I don't know if she'd be better than Sify. Sify's in a 9-piece protection. That's kind of her biggest. Yeah. That is pretty cool. I like this team. Obviously, Acrizia is insane. Bale, when you run this, let's just go ahead and start a battle, and then I'm just going to watch for a little bit to do. Does the Acrizias kill themselves on the Ram form? Because I would assume that they would. Right? Like, I can't imagine that they wouldn't. Yeah, you said they do. I feel like they would have to, which I guess is one of the downsides of Acrizia, because I keep thinking, like, oh, I would love an Acrizia. I only have Marius and Newt, but, like, Marius and Newt have regular A1s, so they don't kill themselves. Which is a pretty big boon, I think. Gosh, this freaking Acrizia is just dish out damage. But you also have an AoE reviver. My issue with the Ram form is when people would die like in fast, and then in fast. When people would die very quickly all together, and then I would only have a single target reviver with Sify. But Sify's so good. Like, she does so much healing that you don't think about. Increased defense, increased speed, block debuffs is big. Yeah, I would be remiss to take out my Sify. I don't know if my Lady Noelle is booked, because if she is, maybe I should try her out. We lost a few people on Twitch. That's okay. I just want to watch the Ram form. I want to see if it's kind of close, because my first thought would be if we can bring in a Leech champion, then perhaps we could tank through, but I don't know. They might just do way too much damage. God, like, that's literally 1.2 million right there on one ability from Acrizia. So crazy. Obviously, the ally attack is huge when you have two Acrizias on the team hitting for 480, 470. I feel like we definitely need some protection with how many buffs we're placing. Probably on Krisk. Krisk is our target here. Bale, man, you seem like the person who doesn't really need a takeover for me. 168 there. Did get nuked. We definitely want to adjust AI. Like what the decisions they are that they're making. 351. Yeah. So let's just try a quick AI fix. Because I think if we take off like you can't really take off decreased defense, right? Because that's Krisk is placing that with his passive. But when we get to the Ram form, basically just don't use either of these abilities on either Acrizia. I'm trying to think what else makes the most sense. Like, we want your buffs from Krisk, both of these. Probably this one first. And then you'd do whatever you do. Maybe we turn off the ally attack. That feels crazy, but I feel like that kind of makes sense. Let's see if that can help keep the team alive. Like, the damage should be the same on the other 4 heads, like the other 2 different, or 3 heads, the other 2 different heads, and then, or different forms, as well as the ultimate form. It would just be on that Ram form that you're going to lose some damage, but you're still going to do some, because currently Acrizia is doing like all of your damage. I apologize. My wife just got home and the baby's crying, so I might need to step away for a second. But I hope that will keep them alive. When Krisk places decreased defense with his passive, your Acrizias will immediately start hitting much harder, kind of ultimately meaning that they're going to kill themselves. With how much damage they're doing, like I saw him do like a 380k, the Leech isn't going to do enough. Thank you.
She has your straw.
Thank you. You want to say hi? This is baby Ellie, who loves the light. First ever stream appearance.
Nice. Gonna burp?
Well, I'll let y'all have fun. Let me pull chat back up. You said it's a prize you can't do bail, so we'll take a look at that. You said so cute. Thank you. Yeah, she's a handful, but she is very, very cute. She makes everything a lot more fun. And my wife just brought me a drink from Zaxby, so that's nice. Probably should have communicated better about the stream, but it doesn't bother me that she came in. So yeah, we're not struggling on damage. They're kind of bringing themselves back. The revive on death is huge from Cardiel. The healing is big from Cardiel. Just killed himself, just killed herself. But then we're back, right? And then he changes form. So like we're not losing a ton of damage there. So realistically, we just need to get some trials done. So let's free regroup. Curse Edge, you said they never grow up, they just cost us more. I believe that. Currently she is 2 months, right? Or just over 8 weeks. She hit 2 months. No, she's about to be 9 weeks. On Thursday, she'll be 9 weeks old. She just hit 2 months on Sunday, the 27th. That is, so fun fact, I've been posting daily content. I've been posting raid content for like 2.5 years. I've been posting daily raid content since I signed with Game Leap on New Year's Eve. So January 1st through today, I've had one daily video every single day, except for about 3 days after Ellie was born. Bale said true. I assume you guys are both dads. You guys have seniority on me. This is my first child. Granted, I'm only 27, so still lots of time. Let's take a look at some of the trials for Chimera here and see what we can try and add or drop from the team to complete trials. So where do we see them? Trials here. Perfect. Okay. So trials number 1. Ram form. Trials number 2. How do I see which one we're on? I always forget how to pull this stuff up. There it is. We can pause this. Trials in the battle. Okay, ultimate form. Here's the bonuses stuff we get. Every time you complete 3 more trials, you grow in strength. That makes sense. Chris said your daughter's 2 years younger than you. Well, I am still very young, so that makes sense. But that is funny. I think it's tough to like quantify age when you're talking to people on the internet because I feel like I get older guesses a lot when people talk about how old I am. They say like 30 to 35. Like I said, I'm 27. And then Kurt said, yeah, I would have thought you were younger. Definitely not old enough to have a 25-year-old daughter, but tough to say. Bale said your kids are 26 and 28. I'm right there in the middle of them. Definitely the age of your kids, which is funny. I have noticed that Raid has a much more older audience than a lot of other, especially mobile games, which I know obviously I'm playing on my 2000R gaming PC. Like it's not a mobile game, but it's a game you can play on your mobile. So it is interesting to see like a much more mature audience playing this game versus other games. Like Clash of Clans has a much younger audience, for example. I even see that on like my YouTube analytics. I don't know if I can pull that up, like my community and stuff. Analytics, audience, see my average age. Viewer age. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Channel analytics, my average viewer is between 35 to 44. I'm assuming this is probably you guys, 19.6. 4%, 55 to 64. 0.2%, 65 or older, which is the same as 13 to 17. So like 0 young teenagers, essentially. And then a little bit of the later teens, early 20s. A decent amount in my age category, 25 to 34, and then a decent amount in the next category. Chris said, he said, my wife used to say I'm too old to play games till she saw me watching HH. Yeah, that's good. You should tell HH that. That's funny. Yeah, he is definitely, he looks a lot older than he is too. But yeah, I mean, he started, I don't know how old he is, but he started like, 3 or 4 years ago? No, 4 or 5 years ago. When I started playing Raid, I started watching him, and that was like right after he started streaming and stuff. And he went full-time content creator at like 48, something like that, ballpark. And I'm like, well, man, I got 21 years, but hopefully I can do it a lot sooner than that. That's the dream, right? This is my last 28 days. So let's see lifetime if my numbers are too different. No, about the exact same, pretty much. 0.3%, 0.1%. 34 and 36. So 70% of my viewers between 25 and 44. But like I said, just a lot older than most other games. You said 42, I think he is. I thought he was a little older. I thought he was about 44 when he started, but maybe he 42. I'm bad at gauging ages. I already mentioned that, and I don't mean to offend him. Nobody tell him that I said that. Okay, let's get back into Chimera. Damage Chimera, what's under Fear, True Fear? You don't have anybody bringing Fear, True Fear. A Lydia could do that if you want to bring in a Lydia instead of your Krisk, potentially. Possible drops is interesting. Trial 2, I need to focus on trials more myself, so hopefully as I help you, Bale, we can kind of help myself and grow a little bit in my knowledge. So normal, I assume you have to pass the easy to get to the normal. Does it say that? Damage the Chimera. Again, this is just on RAM. On all 5 of its turns in this form using skills that scale based on enemy max HP, as well as poison, HP, burn, and smite. All 5 of its turns is tough. The good news is you'll probably do this with your Acrisias. Or at least you can do this with your Acrisias. Let's run this back on auto and kind of pause it when it gets to the RAM form to see if that's possible. Because that would be an easy one if we just have the thing is we have to get through the fear to go here. Welcome everyone. We got 16 people here. We're currently doing a Chimera takeover, and realistically we're just doing some scouting and looking. So if we can get through the fear, then that would be another one that's 2. And I don't know, deplete the Chimera's dual bar. I don't even know how you do that, to be completely honest with you. So we'll look at the RAM form and see that. I don't even know what you have to do. So let's just focus on this next one. Trial number 2. 7 unique debuffs on the Chimera within 5 of its turns while your champion's under increased accuracy. That's going to be super tough. We don't have any increased accuracy on the team. We can take a look. Let me start writing down some notes. We can take a look and see who on the account brings an increased accuracy to see if there is some synergy. Or not synergy, but like, do they bring something else to the table? Okay, let me first of all write our schedule. So we're doing Takeover for Bale, who was our winner last week of the marble race. And then Takeover for Demos, who is long gone, taking care of his kids. Another guy that I know is considerably older. He owns his own company. And then, so let's talk about Chimera. I am old school, if that makes you guys feel better, taking notes with, a mechanical pencil currently on my notepad instead of like doing a Google Doc on my other screen or something. Okay, so we finally got to the RAM form. Deplete the Chimera's dual bar within 5 turns. What is the dual bar? Is it that buff that we just used? That he just had? What is this if this is not a revive? Why can you not revive him? You can revive him. That was weird. Okay, so Chimera, any increased accuracy options, that's the first thing. Yeah, Marius is definitely a good shout. Maybe it's replacing Marius with, or one of your Acrisias with a Marius. Any increased accuracy, and then any fear champion, fear or true fear. Cardiel, potentially, places fear on his A1. Is his... Gosh, I have way too much stuff on my desk. I need to reorganize everything. Cardiel... Didn't he place fear on his A1? No, only if they're from certain factions. That sucks. I feel like they should remove that from him. So yeah, there's an increased accuracy. But 7 unique debuffs. Can we even do that? Like if we bring in a Marius, could we still bring 7 unique debuffs? That's a ton. You have a decreased defense. That's it. You have nothing. You have decreased speed, attack, and defense. Hypothetically, that would be... No, that's 3 because we already have decreased defense from Acrisia. Basically, you would need a Poisoner. That doesn't feel doable, to be completely honest. So it's not even the increased accuracy. It'd be increased accuracy plus 7 debuffs. 7 unique debuffs. That's not... Gosh, I wish it gave us more information about that. Like, that's not 7 instances, right? Like, if Acrisia placed decreased defense, which she didn't, I'm wondering would that count as one of them? Obviously, it would count as one of them, right? But like, would that count as and then like if another crazy replace another one, would that count as 2 of them? Is what I'm trying to say. Removing sheep. Can heal people. That's pretty cool. Gosh, look at all those debuffs. So we just placed 2, right? But we have no increased accuracy, so we can't even test that. Because I'm wondering if this expires and then Chris places it again, will that count as a unique debuff? Right? That's one thing that I'm looking for. Marius for Acrizia and Lydia for Cardiel. That's definitely an option, right? Okay, let's move on. Let's assume that that's possible. What's up, Adam? Welcome to stream. We're doing a Chimera takeover right now. We're kind of just looking at trials. Bale, the guy we're doing a takeover for, won our takeover last week. He's got a crazy account. We're just trying to figure out what's the best team to complete trials and get him more points. Damage Chimera, what's under weaken, and your champion's under increased crit rate or increased crit damage. Increased crit rate or crit damage can be coming from that Cardiel, potentially. But if we're taking him out, then we would lose that. So let's take another look at increase crit rate or crit damage. Yeah, Adam, mine is a similar way. I think my team does like 3 trials or 4 trials randomly. I don't know why they do what they do. I think part of it is from my Marius placing increased accuracy. But I don't know. I don't pay attention to them, so that is potentially something that I could adjust. Because I was just showing everyone else before you joined. I did 82 million. Thought that was good enough for a 1 key. It wasn't. It was 84 million. So I do need to kind of improve my team. But that one's pretty simple. That's just do 2.5 million, but we need a weaken. I guess I need to write them like together. Like it's increased crit rate, crit damage, and weaken. Do we have like a Longbeard? But like Longbeard's going to bring so much less than a Cardiel. Damage Chimera with a single skill. What's under weaken? Decreased defense. If we have weaken, we can definitely do that because we're already going to have Krisk, potentially have Krisk or Acrizia. One of the Acrizias will definitely be in the team, so it'll just happen eventually. Damage Chimera within 3 of its turns while it is under decreased defense, and your champion's under Perfect Veil. That feels much more doable. We just need a Perfect Veil champion. Veil, I mean, it's Perfect Veil. It doesn't say, it says perfect, but then it's got the picture of both. So I assume it can be Perfect Veil or regular Veil. I'm assuming. That one seems easier. Place 6 unique debuffs on the Chimera and 6 unique buff on your champions within 2 of the Chimera's turns. That feels like a lot. Because currently we only have decreased defense, decreased attack, decreased speed, hypothetically, and is that it? 3 debuffs. And then we definitely have enough buffs, right? Because Chris does increase speed on himself, increase defense on everyone, or increase defense and increase speed on himself. Sorry. Increase defense on himself, increase speed on everyone. That's 2. Ally protection on everyone. And one other thing, I think. And then Lady Noelle also does increase speed. She does block buffs. On the A1, I doubt she has. She does have enough accuracy. And Smite is also a debuff. Dead. Nice. Dead. I wonder if like when it says 6 unique buffs, would like an increased speed on everyone count as 5 or would that count as 1? That feels hard. Block 8 stuns using block debuffs, intercept, or stone skin. Definitely not going to be doing stone skin. That's ridiculous. Why is it? I guess some people nowadays can get stone skin throughout a battle, but like that feels silly. Intercept, block debuffs probably feels like the way. So we can take a look at block debuff champions. So that's it for realistically. If we can get like 1 or 2 per form, I feel pretty good, right? So the first one we have is Fear or True Fear. I'm going to write 1s by these. And the increased accuracy and 7 debuffs. is also a 1. Decreased defense and perfect veil. But again, decreased defense we already have. That's also a 1. So then that one's super hard, but that's probably doable with the Crizia. Still don't know what the dual bar is. Debuffs with increased accuracy, that's a 1. We got that one. Weaken, increased crit rate, that's a 2. I don't want to like build a team that includes this 2 if we don't have the increased accuracy for the 1, right? Weaken and decreased defense. I don't have that one written down. 6 unique debuffs. I don't have that one written down. And then we don't really care about block debuffs. So we're going to erase that. Okay. So the 1s feel pretty doable potentially. We're just going to have to see what aligns with the other forms as well, right? Or the other forms in these things. Damage to counter the Chimera with a single skill while it's under 6 or more debuffs, and your champions are under increased defense. Pretty much not going to happen. Increased defense is currently only going on Krisk, right? On this champion, yeah. So I don't think it'll count if someone else does damage and they're not under increased defense. Obviously, Krisk is not going to do 750,000 damage, even with War Master. This would be a single skill as well. So realistically, it needs to be, yeah, realistically, it needs to be one of Acrisia's abilities, or Marius, or Newt, or something. So increased defense is possible if we bring in an increased defense champion. So let's do, this was Ram. This is Lion. Increased defense. Okay. Let's say we do bring in someone who does increased defense, like a Marius. Thinking of some crossover there. Marius bringing in for the increased accuracy. Then we would have increased defense as well from him. So then he could do 750k with his triple hitter, almost for sure. Or Acrisia could. So that would be doable. Absorb damage using shield. We're not count surplus damage. That'd have to be placing a shield. Potentially. Obviously, we're not going to get that from a shield set, so we need it to be a skill that places shield. Block damage using block damage are unkillable. I mean, I'll write that down, but probably not. Right? Okay, so those are those trial 1s. Trial 2, damage Chimera within 3 of its turns while your champion's under 5 unique buffs. Will not count damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP. That's tough, because that's a ton of our damage, right? If you bring in a Marius, he'll do a little more damage on the A1. That will count, because none of Acrisia's will count. So for this to happen, even if you're under 5 unique buffs, which obviously we're not, you would need Lady Noelle, Cardiel, and Krisk to do all of that damage, which is unlikely. If we did switch one of your Acrisias for a Marius and your Cardiel for a Lydia, then you'd have more champions that could do it, but you lose the ally attack from Cardiel. It's possible. But 5 unique buffs. We gain Strengthen from Lydia. It's possible. Not saying no. Damage Chimera what's under decreased speed and decreased defense. That's super unlikely, but it's definitely doable, which makes me think that we should try and focus on the unique buffs and stuff. There's not really anything we need to bring in necessarily, because we also have increased accuracy. So I think with the team that we've discussed, adding Marius and Lydia, I think this is doable for the buffs, and I think this is doable for the decreased speed and decreased defense. It's tough, but with increased accuracy, hopefully Chris could land both of these, or Crizia could land this as well. So I think trial 1 and 2 is doable. Damage Chimera with counterattack and ally attack skills. We're actually going to lose out on the ally attack skills. We have no counterattack. I don't think that's going to count with mastery counterattacks. I'm not 100% sure. Cadley said, sorry, I was not here. No worries, Cadley. Message me on Discord what exactly you were looking for. If it's coaching, I'm happy to hop back on and answer your questions. We kind of took a look, so you should be able to go back on YouTube and pull up the live stream. We talked about like a clan boss team, but just let me know what you're looking for, and we can find time for that for sure. So I'm going to leave this one because we're taking Cardio out almost for sure. So that one's just not going to be doable. All right, Trial 3 for the Lion. Damage what's under Leech. I think that's definitely doable. Leech. And not only that, I think it's helpful, especially for the Ram form to have Leech. Place 10 debuffs within 2 of its turns. One of them must be decreased resistance. I doubt that's going to happen. Unless you have somebody really good placing decreased resistance. That feels unlikely, although you're getting 3 of this mythical. I can't tell if that's legendary or mythical. Damage Chimera using Reflect Damage or Pain Link. I doubt that even more, but we'll write it down. Reflect Damage, Pain Link. Maybe you have Champions doesn't. HP burn guy you have, mythical. You need a team for Fire Knight Hard. Cadley, we can definitely take a look. Go back on your account and take a look for that. Let me write that down. Cadley. Or is it Caddy? I'm probably saying it wrong. Cadley, FK Hard. Cool. Yeah, Reflect Damage or Pain Link, almost for sure not going to happen. I do think, I cannot remember his name. The mythical you have, Gizmak the Terrible, has Pain Link, I think. But unless you have decreased resistance, it's not really going to matter. And Leech. That feels like a stretch. And doesn't feel like we should bring in a Leech champion if we're not going to do either of these. Viper form. Viper. Damage Chimera while it's under block active skills. Block active skills. Lydia brings block active skills, right? You said no L. Adi. So Kadi? Cadiy. Is it Caddy? I feel like I'm definitely butchering it no matter how. Lydia, I believe, does block active skills on her A3. I should know for how long I've had her. Yeah, block active skills. So Lydia would check this box. And that kind of makes sense why I'm getting some of these. Because I use Lydia in my team, so I'm getting that. Cool. Kadi it is. Damage Chimera while it's under HP block buffs and HP burns and has no active buffs. Block buffs is doable. HP burn is probably not. Block buffs is on the same ability of the block active skills of Lydia. But HP burn, unless we're bringing in Gizmak, I don't think anyone on the team is going to have. With Lydia and Marius entering the team. After that, 10 debuffs must not be under block active skills. That's insane. That's not going to happen. Okay. Trial 1, Trial 2 over here. Damage Chimera with Poison, while it's also under Poison Sensitivity. We do have Poison Sensitivity under Lydia, but I doubt we're going to bring in Poison, even if we have the Poison Sensitivity. Keep our champions alive for 3 Chimera turns. Potentially doable. Successfully revive 1 ally or all allies when reviving multiple champions. That's definitely doable. But you'd have to get this done first. Maybe that feels like that's possible. Okay. Damage the Chimera within 3 of its turns while it's under decreased attack. That is only from Krisk currently. And your champion's under increased speed. Increased speed, we're going to have multiple people doing that. So decreased attack. And increase speed. That's currently Krisk. Razor to Kraken says, what is Raid? Raid is a super awesome mobile/PC game that I've been playing for like 5 years. Probably way longer than I should have been. But welcome to Twitch. Thanks for following. Let's see. So yeah, that one's definitely doable with Krisk in the team. Damage Chimera with a single skill where your champion's under increased attack and block debuffs. I don't think we're going to have that, right? Like that could be not a lot of champions bring both. Sify can bring both if she revives somebody. She can do increased attack. She has block debuffs on her A2. I'll write that down. I don't think that's going to happen. Block debuffs, increase attack. Resist 20 debuffs while the Chimera is under decreased accuracy. That would be a good feral one, but that doesn't, again, unless we have someone who's got decreased accuracy that... Oh, and your champion's under increased resistance. That is a feral one. I don't know who else can do that. Plus increased resistance. The good news is if you have increased resistance and they have decreased accuracy, you will resist literally everything. Okay, so those are our 9 possible challenges, freaking trials, that's the word, that we just talked about. Looks like it's the same thing here. It makes a little more sense to me in that other view. So currently, I don't think we're going to really need to discuss like rebuilding teams. I think we're basically just going to copy this team, right? So Cardiel, we said we're going to take out for Marius potentially and Lydia. Now, if we're keeping Lady Noelle, is her arena battles, crew raid and all battles is probably the one we want. Lydia is going to have resistance in arena battles. We don't want that. And who else did we talk about? Lydia, Marius. Take out one of these guys. This is not actually building the team. I'm just trying to make sure we don't have a better buff. Where is Marius? There he is. Defense in all battles by 35%. That feels better, right? Crit rate, like the people that need crit rate are already going to have it. So I like Marius is here. That boosts his damage and boosts everyone's survivability a little bit. So, did I miss him? Marius. One Acrizia. We'll have to figure out which Acrizia is better. But that's also something I'm sure you know on your own account. We're going to check some of these other champions to see if there's any other viable options that I'm not thinking of at the moment. Lydia. Lady Noelle has a 5-star soul, 1 Acrizia, and then Krisk. 2-star soul, 1 Krisk. I'm looking at the other teams to find them. And then I don't know which Acrizia is going to be better. This one has a 5-star, so that feels like that's probably better. They both have hearts on them, so I don't know. But this is what I'm thinking. So of all of the trials that we just mentioned, Kadi, I see you're also joined us on Twitch. Thank you. If you have not followed me, please follow me on Twitch. We're trying to get to 50 followers on Twitch so I can get to affiliate, start doing like emotes and channel points and things like that. So I've got Fear or True Fear, which we get from Lydia. So that is 1 on the Chimera. Increased accuracy and 7 unique debuffs. And assuming that would count of like decreased defense falls off, you place decreased defense against, that would count. In that case, we would get 7. If it is like decreased defense is 1, decreased attack is 2, it doesn't matter when or how many times it's placed, then that's not doable. So that's like 1.5. That's a maybe. Increased crit rate, increased crit damage. We do not have anybody currently doing that, right? She does play shield on herself, which is interesting. It's not going to be enough for us to tank through shield, so we would need a person who places a shield. You heal, but you don't place shield. Okay. So the increased crit rate, I don't think is going to happen. The 7 debuffs hypothetically could, depending on how that is coded. We got a new first-time chatter. Lethal Lazy, yo, how's it going? It's going great, man. We're currently doing a Chimera takeover. We're going to also do a clan boss team takeover if we have time for it in the next hour. So probably not. And then we're going to do a giveaway. So we probably will do Fire Knight coaching for Caddy and push Demos' to either offline or Thursday when we try and stream again. So for the Ram form, I think Lydia and Cardiel do a good job. The only thing we would want would be more debuffs, increased crit rate, increased crit damage. Potentially Perfect Veil. Let's see who does Perfect Veil on the account. Going to be using this filter thing a lot. It's going to be tough for me not to try and include Androck in this team. So we don't want regular Veil because those champions suck. Elva's also really good support. Perfect Veil on the ally with the lowest HP at the end of this champion's turn, so we can place a lot of them if she's taken multiple turns. Block debuffs, increase speed. I feel like she's probably just better than Lady Noelle. She doesn't do block buffs that Lady Noelle does. I don't know. Continuous heals, cleansing, single target reviving. It's on a 3-turn cooldown too. Increase defense, increase attack. We needed that. That's a maybe. Passive healing. Speed aura we like a ton. I'm going to throw her hat in the ring as like a potential. Right? And obviously we need to test them, but I think this is a potential. I do not know what level soul she has. It's always disorienting when I log on to someone else's account. So Elva, basically instead of Lady Noelle. So then Marius has a 1-star soul. Lydia has a 6-star soul. Acrizia with a 5, and Chris with a 2. It's the easiest way for me to find everybody. So this would be our secondary potential chance at a team. I like the speed aura. We would get the perfect veil. Now, we wouldn't lose much because Lady Noelle's, in terms of trials... no, sorry, Adam. Elva does block debuffs. Lady Noelle does block buffs on her A1. So if we substitute Lady Noelle for Elva, then we're losing our block buffs. Nobody on the team has block buffs, right? Crazy doesn't place anything besides decreased defense, right? I don't have her, but okay. So in terms of the Ram form, we would be better because we have Perfect Veil, and then Krisk or Acrizia could place decreased defense. So we could complete that trial, which is the Ram form, damage it with odds under decreased defense, and your champion's under Perfect Veil. And then if you could place 6 unique debuffs and 6 unique buffs, you could do that as well. And then block 8 stuns using block debuffs. Again, also possible with Elva. So in terms of survivability, I feel like Lady Noelle is doing a good job, but Elva would do better, personally. Lethal, you said nice. We spoke a bit on Discord. I was a guy trying to get my Maneater, Painkeeper, and Killable going, still stumped. Lethal, what is your name on Discord? Was it a while ago or was it more recently? Can't remember talking to anybody named Lethal recently. Yeah, I'm not sure. Same name, Lethal Lazy. There you are. I see you, way back there. Gotcha. Were you the one who was working for the hard clan boss team? Are you still trying to focus on hard clan boss? Because if that's the case, I do not know a ton about speed tuning for hard. I'm sure it should work according to the Sun calculator and the Deadwood calculator, but building clan boss teams for hard is not something I spend a lot of time or devote a lot of energy to. Thank you for the follow, though, Lethal. I appreciate that. You said it's brutal now, so brutal should work. Which team is that? Old budget Maneater or the new budget Maneater? I don't know which one it is. Will you send me the link to that? We can take a look, perhaps offline, just because I don't want to get too sidetracked. But yeah, I'm happy to take a look at that with you. We'll get your team figured out. Okay, so this one can do this, and this one can do this. So I think Elva would be better for trials because we could hypothetically complete all 3 of these trials with Elva that we could not do with Lady Noelle. Then for the Lion, shields. Let's see who places a shield. That's one of the ones. Gosh, shield debuff, shield buff. Kage does? Is that on her A1? Yeah, she placed it on her A1. Oh, increased defense is before shields. Does anyone do both? You do strengthen? No? There we go. Increase defense on all allies. Shield on all allies. Increase accuracy we talked about earlier. Hero reduction doesn't really help us, but block buffs does, especially if we lose that from Lady Noelle. I just don't think he's like... I don't think he's doing that much else. Right? Helicath does bring a ton in terms of like he brings weaken on the A1, big shields, block damage as long as you don't get that stolen, then increase defense. Counterattacking, 4-star cruelty. Wixwell also brings a decent amount. We could block stuns with intercept, increase defense and shield. Decrease attack on the clan boss. What if we replaced our Krisk with a Wixwell? Let's see what that does. We lose decreased defense from Krisk's passive, but we keep decreased attack, although different, right? Active skill, 3-turn cooldown for 2 turns. Krisk is a passive, 1 turn, no cooldown, but 1 turn duration. So it's probably up about the same. Big shield. Counterattack on himself. Always. I don't really care about the provoking part of it, but like, does counterattack all the time. 4-star cruelty, we're going to get that up super fast. That's a maybe. Let's see what else he would help with. Block damage or unkillable, he doesn't do. Helicath does. So Helicath, let's flush this idea out. If we... What's up, Mutt? Welcome to the chat. We're doing a Chimera takeover right now. We're mostly just theorizing on which champions I want to invest in and which champions I want to focus on. Trying to do trials. So Helicath can help us with shields, increased defense. His increased defense is so finicky, though. Like, that's the one we need to knock out first to get to the other trials. And these runs do not last forever. Increased defense. To damage the Chimera with a single skill while it's under 6 or more debuffs and your champion's under increased defense. And I think it has to be... Like, that's so annoying. It doesn't show us any of the numbers. 750,000 with a single skill, but that's still easily doable with a Chrysia, right? Like, let's just see, even without like decreased defense or weaken. Okay, we got decreased defense from one of the Chrysias. This is the one. Which is the increased speed? This one. That sucks. We'll place more increased speed. Is this the hardest hitting one? This is double hitter. So that did it right there. That was 750. And this one does way more. That one's 1.1 million. So we could definitely do that if Helicath can place the increased defense on a Chrysia. But Helicath only places it when block damage gets removed, which just happened. But it also happens if it expires. Gosh, I'm not gonna lie, this is hurting my head a little bit. We're looking at shields, right? That's why we came to here. Brother, where is Helicath? Am I blind? There he is. Goodness gracious. When block damage expires, removed, or stolen, places increased defense for 2 turns. So the odds of this happening are not impossibly low. Especially we could hypothetically time it if you're willing to run a manual one, which nobody wants to. Helicath could check the boxes for increased defense, shields. Gosh, I'm like off the camera over here. Could check the box for increased defense, shields, and block damage, which is all 3 of the lion form trials, or 3 of the lion form trials. That's a maybe. He'll definitely do more damage than a Krisk would, but we lose decreased attack entirely. I don't know. Wixwell and Helicast seem like good options. All right. That's pretty much it for, well, Lion. We also have the Leech. So let's see. Debuffs. Who can place Leech? Yannicka, Foley, Manaya, Mashald, Versolf, Snick Track. Decrease attack on the A1. Places Leech with his passive. Also reflex damage, which is a different skill, different thing. Maybe Snick Track could be good here. Decrease speed. Kenny said watching in 2 different places, man. I appreciate it on both accounts, especially if you're on Twitch. I don't really get money for views, but if you can follow on there, that would be big. We're trying to get to 50. I know I keep saying that, but I'm going to keep saying it until we get to 50. Then I'll stop asking. But I appreciate that. I technically make like 20 cents on YouTube. I think my last stream made like $2. So I guess it helps. But I do appreciate the support regardless. So Snick Track does decrease speed. Currently, Chris does it on his A1. Marius does not. Acrizia does not. Lydia, Noelle, Cardiel. No one else does it except for Krisk. But if we're replacing Krisk, decrease speed, shielding. If you did increase defense, I think I'd be for sure sold. Because that is the first. So the shield is irrelevant for that form because you have to do the increased defense one first. But decrease attack 2 means you're not losing as much. Like we're realistically losing pretty much nothing besides ally protection. But we have ally protection. Oh, cool. Thanks, Kenny. We're basically losing nothing in my mind of switching from Chris to Snick Track besides decreased defense on the passive. But we also have decreased defense on Acrizia. So let's see. What are we looking at right now? Who else does Leech? Bells? Block buffs and Leech. Yeah, he's not doing enough. A1 on Ugo, block buffs, decreased defense. Manaya, we don't really care about heal reduction. Foley's just raw damage. So is Yannicka, but she does do perfect veil. But the perfect veil, yeah, that's fine, I guess. If we bring in Elva, we don't need her. Gosh, I'm talking a lot. Vlad, Leech, decreased defense, does block active skills as well. Perfect veil on himself. I'm not seeing many good options. Like Snick Track's a maybe. Wait a second. I think Snick Track should be in because increased defense is already coming from Marius. So we can do increased defense. He can do the shields instead of Wixwell or Helicath. But then we lose the block damage. That's the third trial. But then we get access to the decrease attack. Where is our reflect damage? There it is. Leech, decrease resistance, reflect damage. That's what it is. So we don't have decreased resistance. So let's focus on that for a second before we get back to... Gizmac does do Pain Link. I was correct about that. Decreased resistance is this one? Yeah. These are all buffs, right? Decreased resistance on a 3-turn cooldown. Weaken. Block buffs. Decreased defense. She does a lot. Increased defense. No shielding. And I love Androck's passive. So decreased resistance is realistically not like a good option, basically. Right? We're not bringing in Skeletor or Nari. Potentially we could bring in Androck, but I don't think so. So like I'm looking at the lion form, leech, decrease resistance, reflect damage. Those are all kind of one section. So I'm going to cross that out. If someone brings in leech, that can help. But we're not going to get all three of them. So I'm not going to I don't want to include Snick Track, for example, because he brings reflect damage if we're not going to get through the decrease resistance first. So we still want increased defense, shielding, block damage, or unkillable. If we want all three of those, then Helicath is our choice. Because Snick Track brings shields, Wixwell brings shields, Helicath brings shields. Helicath is the only person of all of those who brings block damage or unkillable, right? Guess hypothetically Marichka could, but she's not going to, because you're not going to get poisoned or HP burned. So for lion form, we've already got Marius. Realistically, the only other trial we're going to try and complete is shielding, which we don't have currently on our team that we have set up. Viper form, block active skills we have from Lydia, block buffs, and HP burn. Right, we have had block buffs currently with Lady Noelle. Depends if we take her out or not. So if we want block buffs and HP burn, my first thought is Supreme Gaelic. Nobody. You don't have a Supreme Gaelic? He's free on new accounts. Alright. That was the right... I clicked on the right debuffs, right? Yeah. That's crazy. He said if you got 3, you'd be happy. I think 3 is definitely doable, especially with Lydia and Marius. I guess I'm probably taking a little too much attention into this, but I'm also trying to learn for myself, so this is fun. I use this exact same notes to go take a look at my account. Block buffs is possible, but not if we also bring in HP burn. So who is just bringing in block buffs? Lydia. So Lydia is going to bring block buffs. Even if we take Lady Noelle out, we can still have that on the team. So what HP burner could we bring in? Ninja potentially. Ashnar potentially. Just don't know enough about Ashnar to know why he's so crazy. Doesn't he do bonkers damage? I still don't understand why Ashnar does so much damage. If we had to take somebody out, it would have to be a Crizia, which sucks. We would not want to do that. But let's keep the idea going. 1-star Marius. 6-star Lydia. Then Ashnar. Then Krisk maybe, but obviously he's a maybe still. Okay. Wonder how much that would do. Okay. So block active skills, we've got block buffs and HP burn would now be possible with Ashnar. I don't know what other HP burners we'd possibly use, like Brogni potentially. He brings both of those things. Block debuffs and HP burn. Or no, he doesn't block buffs, what we're looking for. He does not bring block buffs. Gizmak obviously is crazy damage. Michinaki does a lot of debuffs and damage. Ninja's crazy if you have him built well enough. That's not going to outdamage your Crizia though. A Ninja really his specialty is once you get a Mikage in. And then poison and poison sensitivity. We have the poison sensitivity from Lydia. I just don't think we're going to bring in any poisoners. Yeah, I don't feel, maybe Mithrala, but I don't think we're bringing any of those in. Mithrala does do increased defense and shields, but we already have increased defense. Increased attack she does bring. She brings poison. She brings strengthen, shielding. Maybe she's a shout there for the increased defense and shields. Instead of our Krisk. Because then we could do poison and poison debuffs. Poison and poison sensitivity. Decrease attack and increase speed. Krisk currently does that. I think we lost our decrease attack, right? Krisk, Snick Track. So we have him currently. We were discussing taking him out, but I don't think we're going to. Right, like this is my number one team at the moment. So we still have decrease attack and increase speed. After that is block debuffs and increase attack. Elva brings block debuffs. She does increase attack only if you revive a champion. So that's not going to fly. You have to do 1.5 million. If she revived a Crizia, is doable because it's within 3 of the Chimera's turns. But then you would also need. Wait. Well, it is under decrease attack, yes. Your champion's under increased speed. Keep reading increase attack. Decrease attack and increase speed. That's definitely doable. Our decrease speed is. Oh my gosh, guys. Decrease attack is Krisk's A1. Not his A1. His passive. So it's kind of random. We should be able to keep increase speed up decently with Elva and Lydia providing it, especially if we stagger it. So if we can land the decrease attack from Krisk passive, I think that's doable. Block debuffs and increase attack is what's next. That's what I was trying to get to, and I keep getting sidetracked. And then decrease accuracy and increase resistance. That's not happening. That is literally just Feral. Right? Nobody else is doing that. So debuffs, decrease resistance. We already talked about that. And then I would also need somebody to have decrease accuracy. Excuse me. There we go. And then increase resistance, which is nobody, because you don't have a Feral on the account. And that's basically who that is for. Yeah. So that one's not doable, but we could hypothetically get the first and the second. Okay. Well, I don't think we can take a look at how these champions are built. I don't think we're going to need to do a re-gear on anybody. You have very good gear. You have very good champions. I lied. Put my foot in my mouth immediately. Elva's not wearing any gear, so she's going to have to be built. Let's check out everyone else's build. You have 2 Krisk. That's pretty cool for you, man. You're a Crizia. I'm assuming this one is better. Faster. More crit damage. More attack. Yes. And in Relentless. So yes, this one is better, although Slayer's pretty cool. So that Crizia is good. Lydia, also good. 9-piece protection. We love that. Who else am I missing? Ashnar potentially, but probably not. I don't know. Let me guys. Someone say something in the chat. Should we use Ashnar or should we use a Crizia? Who else am I missing? Elva, Krisk, Lydia, Marius. We didn't check Marius. Marius is good, and then Ashnar or Crizia would be the 5th. So we need to rebuild Elva, but besides that, I think everyone is good. Not you. You. Yes, we checked everyone here. While I'm building out Elva, you guys let me know. Should I use Ashnar to see why he's so broken? Or should we use Crizia? So I definitely want protection. Let's see if we have enough accessories to do 9-piece? No, we can do 8-piece. But we're not going to get that. So I'm not super fussed. We'll probably just do regular pieces here. We definitely do want 6-piece, I think, to get the chance at the protected buffs. So I'm just going to go basically priority stat speed. And I'll try and keep stuff that's not, for the most part, on people. HP with some resistance. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Speed. Resistance. I like it. Dang it. Dang it. I don't know if you're using your Esme, but accuracy chest we don't want. We're not placing anything, so probably want, like, let's just do this one first, and then probably do HP percent or defense percent on the probably this one. Let's try and might need to roll some of it up though. See you, Mud. Thanks for watching, man. You said you think there's a preset. Yeah, no, we don't hate that. I don't want to take you off for Crizia though. I don't know if you're using your Carl. Yeah. I mean, Liddy's already got a ton of that gear on. I don't mind this. Like, might just roll a little bit more of this up to see if we can get something. Basically, we just want faster and tankier. There we go. That's a good piece. It's only 5-star, but double speed, double HP. We like that. Lift some of this up a little bit. Also, I don't know if you guys can see it. We definitely want to glyph up speed, but you only have 3 speed glyphs, so I'm not going to use those. I just spilled on my shirt, but that was what I was about to bring up. I don't know if you guys can see my shirt. Let's adjust my camera over here. Adam, who's currently in the chat, my brother-in-law, got me this shirt. It is a Sam the Raid Man shirt. It's got my logo on it. The name is super small and hard to see, but it's there. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was for Christmas like 2 years ago. So shout out to Adam. That was a super fun gift. So there is double speed. I like that. And then is she defense based? She's attack based, but realistically we want defense and we want HP. So I'll do either. Priority set speed. 14 is fine. That has no speed on it. We don't have many good chess pieces. Potentially we could do a resistance one. Can I steal gear from Ugo, Bale? If you're using her, I won't. But that's a really good resistance piece. Okay, he said yes. I like the quick answer, man. We're going to hold off on doing too much rolling at the moment, but obviously we can roll more if we need to. So currently, without adjusting too much, and that pairs well with this resistance banner, 263 is fast-ish, 3300 attack is fine, 69k HP is good, almost 400 resistance. It's kind of like a mediocre build, but I think, I don't know if I want crit damage on here. Unless you want to have more than your dual target, who is going to be Krisk with 101. 101. Oh, we had 138, so we could lose 37. If we can get a substat of crit damage, we can get over the 101. No, she has 131. So we can lose 29. I don't know if that's going to be doable. Let's do HP or defense, substat, crit damage. Yeah, I mean, that's down 20%. That's definitely doable. Let's just roll a few pieces up to 12, see if we can get to the right. Adam, you said your team is Elva, Newt, Lydia, Acrizia, and either Gwendolyn or Necmo. I don't know if he has a Gwendolyn on the account. Down 28%, this is perfect. Right, we like the resistance. We like the HP base. We don't really care about the accuracy. But that'll keep him over 101. More HP, more defense. A little less resistance, though. What was our previous piece? It's a crit damage one. It is mythical, so we're getting more crit damage. I changed my mind. We'll stay back. That's okay. So we've got an Elva built. You said Necmo is not good for this rotation. Yeah, I found that out myself when I used him this morning and did not one key. So let's see if we don't have a Feral. We don't have a Necmo. We don't have a Gwendolyn. So none of those are options. We have lots of increased speed. So realistically, we're just looking for decreased speed in terms of like the role you're discussing. I am tempted to try a Gizmak in here because he brings HP burn that we talked about. Increased speed, decreased speed. Yeah, Newt's always going to be tough for sure. We're going to try it with Ashnar first. And let me double check that he is built. Okay. Well, let's try a run. We just hit our daily reset. And let's just see what we can do. See if this like team is remotely close. We're going to try this one first. And we're going to learn a lot about Ashnar. We're not even using Acrizia currently. So, which means all of those forms that require decreased defense, the only way we can place that is with risk passive. So there's no forms that we can, like no, what's the word, trials to complete now. So we're really just going to do damage here. Weaken and HP burn on all enemies. Attacks all enemies, activates HP burn. So weaken and HP burn. Double resisted. Well, tough start. Let's check out Ashnar's gear. Yeah, 92 accuracy. Can he not be resisted on some circumstances? Bale, what is this gear, my man? Wait. Places weaken HP burn on all allies. Also places HP burn on all allies. This debuff cannot be resisted. Oh, but you still need accuracy to place it on the enemy. So, I mean, that's just not... Yeah, so the HP burn can't be resisted on your allies. It can be resisted on your enemies. So, let's try Gizmak for now. I want to see if he can just slot in. If not, we're going to have to take this offline and do a full re-gear and stuff like that. Which is totally fine. I don't mind doing that. I'm just trying to figure out if we can get it done on the video today, then that's better. So I don't want to place buffs right now because he's going to clear everything, basically. Got a weak hit. Gizmak is bad affinity here. So now we're going to go increase speed, decrease defense, and weaken. Increase defense, increase accuracy. Nuke. Buff extension. Extra turn on everybody. A1. I feel like Gizmak's going to do sneaky good damage. I wanted to get the block buffs off, but we didn't. Marius can lower durations, but not just yet. He can't. Activate. There's a decreased speed. That's what we need. He's provoked. Here we go. Let's see if we can strip off that increased speed. Yes, we can. Obviously, eventually we want this to auto. I'm just testing it now, kind of taking a look at some of these heads, seeing how much damage we're doing. We lost some stuff, but that's okay because we have protection on a lot of people. We also have a lot of people placing redundant buffs. Like we have 3 people on the team who place increased speed, 4 people on the team who place increased speed. Elva, Krisk, Gizmak, Lydia all place increased speed. I didn't realize that as I built this, obviously. He's keeping HP burn up the entire time, which is very, very big. So that makes me feel a little bit better about our buffs getting removed because we can just basically keep placing them. Keeping 6-ish debuffs on the Chimera at all times. I like having a secondary decreased speed person with Gizmak in here. It's also increasing all debuff durations. Maybe Gizmak is just good in here. All right, so this is going to be a tough head for us. Krisk does take the duel. That's good. All right, let's look at this. What are we trying to do? Damage him while he's under fear. Increase accuracy in placing debuffs. Now we can test which ones count as unique debuffs. I don't know if this Krisk has protection gear on him. I don't think he does. Bale, maybe you know. I don't think he does. This is not my account. This is a takeover. So we need to place our block buffs. We also need to place fear. There's extra debuffs. Increased accuracy goes on, so now we need to place them. So there's 3 debuffs placed. We could have tried for the decreased speed on the A1, but I'm hoping we'll get it in a second. No, he just died. There's our fear. We did some damage towards it. Does that count as another one? It does. So we just placed HP burn. That counts as a new debuff. That's big. So we should be about to get our first trial. Stop going crazy right now. Team's about to die, but we are also about to complete our first trial, so that's something. Probably Krisk. We completed our first trial. Weaken, we're not going to be able to do that because we don't have increased crit rate, increased crit damage. Unless Gizmak does place that, I think. He does. Look at that. Increased crit rate, increased crit damage. Do we have Weaken? Ashnar did it. Marius does not. Lydia does. But we've already gone through that head. So, golly. We are dying quick. We want to decrease speed. But, I mean, Gizmak can place that as well. I'm trying to get this run back on track. There's decreased speed. That is the downside, obviously, of using Elva instead of Lady Noelle, because Lady Noelle had the AoE revive. And Elva's obviously only got the single target revive. Man, Gizmak is doing a ton, though. Everyone's going to use their increased speed ability all at once, I guess. So I can't really afford for them not to, because we just need... Ally protection should be big, especially because he's full health. Might take a look at his gear. He looks like he's getting nuked pretty quickly. Strengthen should help. Now we're into the Lion form. Leech. I don't think we have Leech. But we're doing damage while within 3 turns. While your champion's under 5 unique buffs, so we can definitely work on that. Marius could do a lot there, so could Gizmak. Increased defense. So we need to get Marius up. If he places increased defense, he can do a ton here. We have decreased defense. We would like weaken, but we'll see what happens. We need one more turn from Marius to get that ability off. Let's ally protect again. More buffs is good. Survive that. Okay, we should be able to do another one ability here. Should be able to get this 750k. It is not under 6 or more debuffs, though. We did the damage, but he needs to be under 6 or more debuffs. We're definitely doing this, or at least working towards it. Doesn't count towards max HP, though. That sucks. Like Gizmac's a good person to do that. He's doing 100k. 100 on the A1. We lost it. Like that was the reset. I mean, you said 3. 3 is definitely still in question. Getting feared does not help us. We don't have Leech. We need to get him. He's under 60 buff, so if Marius can go again, we can do it. We can at least get that form done. So right here, we're going to go increase defense first because he doesn't have it. Boom, boom, boom. That was it. That was the second thing. Awesome. We can try this again. It's not going to work. Absorb damage using shields. I don't think we have anybody that places shields, right? Didn't we discuss that? I don't see any shields on the team currently. So I think that's kind of it for like unless we can just get lucky and get this one, which is possible when we have increased speed and they have decreased speed, but it doesn't seem likely without enemy max HP for us to get... We're halfway there. I don't know how close it is. Like, how many more turns do we have? Oh, you said yes, we did. I don't remember what you're referring to, though. Yes, we did have protection on Krisk. Is that what you were saying? Did that reset? We're at 1 million. If we can do 500,000 in the next turn, basically, we're going to have to do A1 here because we can't do enemy max HP. We didn't. We didn't. That sucks. All right, we're going to auto for this little bit. We're losing people. We discussed the shields. You said we did. I know we discussed the shields, but no one on this team brings shield, right? Krish does not, Elva does not, Lydia does not. I don't think Gizmek does unless it's on his other form, and Marius does not. The only possible way we could bring shields is with Blood Shield, and that's just not going to be enough because you need to tank like 500,000 to get the form done, or the trial done. That stinks. And Elva's dead. So obviously, like, had we gone manual this, we could have placed block buffs from Lydia before the Hydra switched into the Chimera switched into the Viper form. But I want to build this team to be not manual. Okay. Bale, it is 8:20, and I got to go help with bath time in a little bit. So I think let's take this offline. We'll keep tweaking and tuning. Maybe we rebuild an Ashnar, give him a try. And see if that's going to work. Okay, well, let's hop on to, if you guys are in YouTube chat, join the Twitch, and we're going to go do a marble giveaway. So, Bale, let me log out of your account. We will keep working on this. We got some trials done. So, trials are not out of the question. We just got to keep the team alive, basically. So, yeah, if you all join the Twitch, that's where we're going to do a account giveaway, which is our account takeover giveaway, which is currently what we're doing for Bale, although hopefully with more success. The Sand Devil team would have been easier, but I like a challenge too, and I'm trying to learn more about Chimera. I'm sure he will not be the last person to ask me for a Chimera takeover, so I need to get my skills up. Just build onto my shirt again. Let me pull up our Steam. Not Schedule 1, not today. Maybe one day we'll stream Schedule 1, but I am playing it a lot currently. All right, so marbles. You guys have to be in the Twitch chat. Caddy, you said your Sand Devil team is bad as well. Well, remember last time you got 2 entries into this race. So if you win, then we can get you a Sand Devil takeover, whatever takeover you want, man. So yeah, again, I'll give everyone like 5 minutes. But if you join the Twitch, which is just... Let me just copy and paste that link again. Lee, come on. All right, I just posted in the YouTube chat the link to my Twitch. If you hop over there and join, then we can join this race. So let's find a different track. Last time we did a Leap to Remember. Bongo Boogie sounds awesome. It's a 45-second race, so similar time to the previous one. So let's try this. Max Racers, we're going to do, we have 10 people in chat, so we'll do max of 50, but obviously we probably won't have more than like 15. So let's do this, and I'll let you guys know. Lethal said the dealer game. Yes, yeah, that game. I'm nervous about posting anything about it because I don't want to get demonetized, but it's a ton of fun. You say I'm playtesting that Arc Raiders tomorrow. Arc Raiders Tomo. Looks super good. I do not know what that one is. I've not heard of that. Arc Raiders. Interesting. Yeah, so everyone should be able to type !play. I've got Kurzad in. I don't know why Caddy didn't pop up. Is that you? I don't see your name, but I do see a marble. I see Lethal. Where do I see the list? There is a button to do that, right? I can see there's 3 at the top left. So we got 3 people in currently. Perfect. You said it's you. Okay, yeah. So everyone just type in !play, one word. If you look in the chat, you should be able to see some people. Caddy, Kurzad, Lethal, they're already in. I guess it'll give everyone a few more minutes, and then we'll do, I guess I can set up like a countdown and just say like, I don't know, 240 seconds. If I click start, is that when it's going to do the countdown? They always said you're going to stand out of this one. You can join it just for fun if you want to. But yeah, I would hope that if you won, you'd give it away and not take it from someone else, especially since we're still working on your account. So we still got 8 people on YouTube. You guys are welcome to just watch, obviously. But if you want to want to partake and try to win this, we're just going to do a 10-second countdown because I don't know if it'll let you guys sign up or not. So just chilling at 3 people, guys. Got 9 people on Twitch. Again, it's !play. There we go. Nice bail. I appreciate you. It's more fun if you're in it. And then, like I said, just give it up if you win. I know people used to do that back in the day. So yeah, we'll give you guys a few more minutes. It's 8:23 at 8:25. I will launch 3 people, 4 people, however many it is. Bill, you said I play, but it looked like an upside down exclamation mark to me, but I guess you're not. I'm not sure if you're playing or not. I don't see you in. Currently, I just see those 3. So if you guys want to join !play for the takeovers, the team takeovers, it can be any one team on your account. It can be an arena team, clan boss team. That's the one I do the most. Hydra team, Chimera team. Obviously, like we just talked about, Sand Devil. Pretty much anything else, whatever you guys want. I want one team in the game. Get the bacons on here. I've done a Hydra takeover for Adam before. So you guys let me know. Let's check out this. Looks like we got 13 people in here now. So again, we have 5 people in the marbles race. Anyone else who wants one, definitely let me know. like I said, 5 people. 1 more minute. He said, wait till we do anything. No, you just watch. If you haven't seen a marble race before, I'll basically click start. All of your marbles will drop. You'll go down here, into here, up through these things, all the way over here. It's just a gigantic racetrack, basically. And there's not controlling or anything. It just kind of goes. It looks like this one is possible that you might be able to fall off. But there's not like a ton of crazy obstacles. And then the first person down here would win the team takeover. Yeah. So Kenny, I see your question. I don't know if you're in here as well, but yeah, exclamation mark play. Perfect. We got 6 people now. I think we had 10 last time. I don't know if more people want to join. Obviously, hopefully, eventually more people will join. We got 10 people in the Twitch chat. We lost a few. So like I said, about 1 more minute. Last chance for anyone who's in the chat to join. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. Yeah, I think that's fine. I feel like I should be able to show a list, right? That's what I want to do. I want to show a list of all the people that are in. I don't think that's it. It's got the subscriber section over here, but I wonder why it's not letting me pop that list out. All right, well, if no one else is joining, we're just going to go ahead and do the 6. So I'll go ahead and click on start. We got a 10-second countdown. I'll try and do my best to monitor like who is in first and follow along the racetrack. Obviously, we got to get through the Plinko board first. That's what's going on. It's hard to see who is who. Why am I so high? Why am I not seeing names on these? Kenny is in first. Currently, Kenny. Second up, I have Bale. Third up, I have Adam, get the bacon. Kurzad, Caddy, and Lethal bringing up the back. Currently still Kenny in the lead. There we go. Now I can see everyone's names. Some people's names. We got a new leader in the clubhouse. It's Kurzad. Let me zoom out some. Let's see who gets down these stairs first. It's a race between Kurzad and Caddy. Or Kadi, I apologize. I'll never get your name right. We go off the bouncer. Kurzad squeaking ahead. This is exciting. I like this track. Who nails the tunnel? Kurzad's doing good. Didn't get stopped up. It is looking good for Kurzad. Uh-oh. Can someone catch him? It doesn't look like it. I don't know if you could miss that or not. Kurzad nails first. Caddy second. Lethal third. Kenny fourth. Adam looks like 5th. Where's Lethal? Wait, did someone die? Congrats, Kurzad. Bale did not finish. Well, you know, that's kind of fair because you won the takeover last time. Season XP, I guess I'm part of their membership thing. So there we go. Win +1 for Kurzad. That was pretty cool. He said Bale. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want you to win, but that was funny. I was very confused where I was like, why is there not 6 people here? Cool. Yeah, Kurzad just messaged me on Discord. We'll figure out what takeover you want, or if you want to take over, let me know and we'll find something. I'm happy to do that. Again, the plan for next stream is Thursday. Let's go back. Is it race menu? It's Tuesday right now, Tuesday night. I think I'm planning on streaming on Thursday. I think that makes the most sense. I know we have people coming over during the day, but they should be gone by the time I'm off work. So I plan on streaming probably 5:30. 6 o'clock today was because I was very, very busy at work. I didn't finish till about 5:30. Then I wanted to prepare and get the stream ready. I'm super encouraged that the Twitch is working. Hopefully it's been working well in terms of audio quality and things like that. Not that I'm not going to keep doing it on YouTube, but currently the plan is to do both Twitch and YouTube, and then eventually go fully over to Twitch and just keep YouTube to dedicated raid videos. But that's going to be it for today. Bale, we will discuss ours. Kurzad, we will discuss ours. And then Caddy, same thing. Didn't get a ton done today, to be completely honest. We will try and finish all 3 of those Thursday, if possible. Maybe not Kurzats, but definitely Bale and Caddy. I want both of y'all's done. If not before Thursday, then on Thursday stream. Cool. So thank you guys so much. As always, follow on Twitch. That makes things easier. Thank you, Retro Institute, for the follow. I appreciate that. And I will see you guys on a video soon.